good night, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you're in. You're tuning in to the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast with your co-host Uno and...
Greetings, everyone, globally around the world. This is your girl, Aisha, also known as Jade, and I am the other co-host.
And we have a great and wonderful show tonight. I'm actually excited about this because this is stuff that I love to talk about anyway, outside of this show with Jade, of course. So we're going to be talking about Black History Month. So if you tuned in last week, you know we didn't cover it. So now we're able to cover it tonight. And we're going to have some wealth of information to discuss. And if you are tuning in, we are from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And if your Pacific time is 4 to 6 p.m., correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yep, so correct. So we first want to send some positive energy out. Originally, we were supposed to do Zoom through our podcast and have a special great guest on, Sharita Deloach. I know I'm probably not saying the whole thing, so I apologize, Sharita, but she has been ill for a while, so she was not able to do the show this evening, but make sure that you watch out, tune in, listen in, because we're going to reschedule her to come back when she feels better. So, girl, I hope you feel better, so that you'll be able to have that voice together and talk, because we're going to have some questions ready for you. But, yeah, seriously, we hope that you feel better. We're sending out positive vibes and energy to your way.
Yes, feel better. Because next week or whenever you schedule, yeah, we're going to have you run your year.
But in the meantime, I'm going to be tagging some people on my Facebook to check out this great show that we just kind of was like, okay, so what are we going to talk about tonight? Because we did not want to cancel the whole show.
No, we had last minute plans.
Right. So what better way to end February, but we know that Black History Month is 365 days out of the year.
Of course. Absolutely. And since she said that, that's what we are discussing tonight. Again, so Black History Month. What is Black History Month? Okay. I'm reading from teachervision.com. Okay, so as you all know, February is the month. So basically, Black History Month is the many contributions of African Americans who had accomplishments, who has some historical accomplishments, who made an impact on Black culture, who's elevated Black culture, who's brung a lot of Black power to our race. So that's basically what Black History Month is. It's just highlighting all the great Black people who's made a great and wonderful, monumental contribution to Black culture. So that was a quick meaning. It wasn't really nothing big. I mean, I didn't need no link to tell me that. I just knew off top what it basically means. But of course, got to keep it real here. Now, we know February was actually established by outsiders who's saying this is only relevant for 1 month. Like Jay said, Black History Month is 365. So we got to make sure we always in charge of our culture, our history, and even at times when things happen, making sure that we in charge of our narratives as well. So I want to start off with an individual. Okay, he actually was the founder of Chicago. Okay, this is coming from the patriotic Vanguard.com. When we think of Chicago, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan's Bulls, Al Capone, the famous Wrigley Field, and the Chicago Blues come to mind. It's also the city to elect the first ever black female U.S. Senator, Cara Mosley Braun. It is also where Barack Obama makes his home. It is a part of Chicago most don't know. The third largest city in the U.S. was founded by a black man. Last August 12th marked the 175th anniversary of the founding of Chicago. The first European settler in Chicago, John Baptiste Pontier du Sebel. Oh man, I like talking like that. It's funny. Arrived in the 1770s, married a native Indian, Potawatomi woman, and founded the area's first trading post. By August 12, 1833, the town of Chicago was organized with a population of 350. Jean Baptiste Pontier du Sebel first arrived on the western shores of Lake Michigan around 1779. Born in St. Mark in a country called St. Dominique, present-day Haiti, of course, he built the first permanent settlement at the mouth of the river just east of the present Michigan Avenue Bridge on the north bank. Of African and French descent, he was born to a slave named Susanna, who may have origins in Vaudreuil, Quebec, and a French pirate mate named Pontier du Sebel, who served on the Black Sea Gold. After his father sent him to study at a Catholic school in France, du Sebel and a friend, Jacques Clamorgan, traveled to Louisiana, then a French colony, and then to Michigan, where he married a Aboriginal woman named Kitahawa, which, means fleet of foot. To marry her, the 25-year-old John Baptiste had to become a member of her tribe. He took an angle as his tribal symbol, the Potawatomi tribe called Black Chief, and he became a high-ranking member of the tribe. Du Sebel's granddaughter, Elulalia, was the first non-Aboriginal born in Chicago. Du Sebel made several trips to Canada to buy fur, and it is written that he had strong relationships with the French of New France. Americans for centuries refused to acknowledge that a black man could have founded the third largest city of the USA. It is only in 1968 that John Baptiste Pontier du Sebel was finally officially recognized as the founding father of Chicago. And again, this is coming from the patriotic Vanguard.com. So definitely check this page out. I'm sure it probably has some other great wealthy information and informal stuff, I'm sure too. So yeah, check into that.
Okay, so my thing decided it just wanted to.
It's having a moment.
It's having a moment. I love when this does this. Just has a moment and takes forever to do this. So I'm gonna just let you continue until.
Okay, so while you doing that, wow. I will want to add that now why is if people don't know this, especially black people, this is not a surprise that a black man has founded an area, a place, or a city, or a country, or state, whatever that may be, when we was already here. It just so happens that by us being on the four corners of the globe, of course, we colonized with other people, we made it with other people, and it all's a big multicultural thing. So you got to put that all into consideration. But I'm going to stop there and let Jade read what she has for us, because I'm definitely interested in what you got.
Okay, and who was the individual that you read?
John Baptiste Pontier Sebel.
Okay.
So it's JeanBaptiste Pointedusable.
Okay. Cool beans. So the person that I have, his name is Thomas L. Jennings. He was born 1791 and he transitioned 1859. He was the first African American person to receive a patent in the U.S. paving the way for future inventors of color to gain exclusive rights to their inventions. Born in 1791, Jennings lived and worked in New York City as a tailor and dry cleaner. He invented an early method of dry cleaning called dry scoring and patented it in 1821, 4 years before Paris tailor Jean Baptiste Joly refined his own chemical technique and established what many people claim was history's first dry cleaning business. People objected to an African American receiving a patent, but Jennings had a loophole. He was a free man. At the time, U.S. patent laws said that slave master is the owner of the fruits of the labor of the slave, both manual and intellectual, meaning slaves couldn't really legally own their ideas or inventions, but nothing was stopping Jennings. Several decades later, Congress extended patent rights to all African American individuals, both slaves and freedmen. Jennings used the money from his invention to free the rest of his family and donate to abolitionist causes. So that's pretty cool. He did not allow anything to stop him, even if that meant he could possibly die from it. And, even though it's been so, like many, many years ago, like sometimes we should take some of what these great people did back then and apply a lot of that to our present, because as we live, so shall we die. And I just believe, fighting for justice, equality, and things that you stand firm on, sometimes you may have to ride that out, and that may mean death. Now, I know that might probably mean a scary thing, and that pushes people away, and they don't want to have to deal with some of that. But wouldn't you rather know that you fought for something than to just die for nothing?
Yeah, true. You gotta die for a purpose. If you're gonna die, at least go out with a purpose or a cause.
And it doesn't mean that you have to always necessarily die. I'm not saying that, but don't you want to stand for something? Know that equality or that social justice or just justice or whatever that cause may be is that you
can't take it lying down.
That you really just advocated and was an activist, and you did all that you could do, even when the wheels fall off, that you still are strong to your belief.
I agree with you. You can't take it standing down at all.
I see that now. I think it's safe to say for me that I've pretty much most of my adult life, I've been a fighter, even if I was, my personal life per se, quiet, if I'm making any sense. But I've been that type of person. I'll come right into a rally and don't even know what the hell it is, to be honest with you. And once I find out what it is, definitely if it's something that I stand for,
you get behind it.
I'm all with it. Even to the point where, been locked up. Because you not going to use your scare tactics on me. I'm going to stand for what I believe in. So I'm a little bit of a rebel. I like the side. I think I like
little bit.
I'm a little bit of a rebel.
Little bit. Little bit. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, stand for something. Stand for something. Just don't go down with nothing.
Can't go down like a punk.
These people
gotta be strong.
A lot of these people paved the way for us to do.
They laid their life on the line.
Right. And there's other ways that you can do stuff. Even if you're not one of those forefront people, there's different things that
you can make a difference in.
That you can make a difference in. Hell, making signs or doing whatever, getting the word out or whatever. So there's other opportunities instead of if you don't feel comfortable with being in the front and possibly locked up or there's just other opportunities. So yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I have another very influential, powerful sister that's made a great impact on the telecommunications world. Her name is Shirley Ann Jackson. Shirley Ann Jackson. She invented call waiting, call ID, and the touch tone phone. I'm going to say it again. She invented call waiting, call ID, and the touch tone phone. So with that being said, I'm going to read this article coming from blackpast.org. Shirley Ann Jackson, born in 1946 in Washington, D.C., has achieved numerous firsts for African American women. She was the first black woman to earn a Ph.D. from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or known as MIT, to receive a Ph.D. in theoretical solid-state physics, to be elected president and then chairman of the board of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, AAAS, to be president of a major research university, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York, and to be elected to the National Academy of Engineering. Jackson was also both the first African American and the first woman to chair the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Jackson's parents and teachers recognized her natural talent for science and nurtured her interest from a young age. In 1964, after graduating as valedictorian from her high school, Jackson was accepted at MIT, where she was one of very few women and ever fewer black students. Despite discouraging remarks from her professors about the appropriateness of science for a black woman, she chose to major in physics and earned her BS in 1968. Jackson continued at MIT for graduate school, studying under the first black physics professor in her department, James Young. In 1973, she earned her Ph.D. Shirley Jackson completed several years of postdoctoral research in various laboratories such as Fermi in Illinois, before being hired by AT&T Bell Laboratories in 1976, where she worked for 15 years. She conducted research on the optical and electronic properties of layered materials, surface electrons of liquid helium films, strain layer semiconductor superlattices, and most notably, the polaronic aspects of electrons in two-dimensional systems. She is considered a leader developer of call ID and call waiting on telephones. After teaching at Rutgers University from 1991 to 1995, Jackson was appointed chair of the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission by Bill Clinton. In 1999, Jackson became president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, where she still serves today. In 2004, she was elected president of AAAS, and in 2005, she served as chairman of the board for the society. Dr. Shirley Jackson is married to a physician and has one son. So again, this is coming from blackpast.org. My black people, I'm going to need for you to please check this page out, because I'm sure there's so many great black innovators, powerful people on this page that we should learn about. We need to learn about, because it's part of our history, and acknowledging their greatness is very important. So yeah, check this website out, because I'm definitely going to be checking more into this myself.
Real interesting. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with me being racist, because I can get along with anybody. Black, blue, brown, purple, green, yellow. It don't matter. It's all about respect. You respect me, I'm going to respect you. That's pretty much how it is with me. So, our history, we should embrace it. We should love it. We should respect it. We should remember it. We should call their names out, past and present, alive as well as transitioned. I mean, we have such a wealth of of history in our tribes, and we are made up of so many different tribes. You know, that's the beautiful thing about us. Myself, I'm made up of different tribes. Uno is made up of different tribes. There's just so much rich history that we don't know about. And of course, they don't teach us this in school. And it's not knocking the schools, what they do teach, like the Malcolm X. We give much respect to him for what he has done, because there is no one perfect, but he has done some good. Martin Luther King, Booker T. Washington,
Elijah
Muhammad. I mean, the list goes on of the ones that they do let us know, but there's so much more that we don't know about.
Right.
And continuing to live my life out, like I want to live by the Kwanzaa principles every day, not just something that you do at the end of December after Christmas. I am doing my best, because I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best to apply those Kwanzaa principles, and you can look them up. You can just Google them, as well as continuing to educate myself about all the different individuals who invented different things, that it's not just February alone. This is our rich history, our culture, that's year round. So, you can still do what you do, but incorporate this. This is something that you should incorporate. Add this into your life, to know your history, know where you come from. Just don't be like, oh, I'm Indian. Indian what?
How do you know you're Indian?
How do you know you're Indian?
Have you traced your bloodline?
Right.
Have you talked to your grandparents and great-grandparents about where you come from and who you are?
That's something that we definitely need to
anyone
do.
Anyone can throw those labels on and say, I'm Indian.
Right. We quick to be like, oh, I'm Indian. I got some Indian in me, or I got some Jamaican or some Caribbean or
might not have
some
it.
Latino. And guess what? Right. Like you just said, you may not even have that, because we good to say we mix with something. If you got a little bit of good hair, boo-boo. No, I need you to do better. I need you to actually go do the research.
So you have to know.
Right. So you can really know, and pass it on to your children if you have some,
and
or
your
if you don't.
Children,
if you don't have any, when you do have some, or whatever the case may be, pass it down. Even if you don't have children, just pass it down to
the youngins.
To our black and brown brothers and sisters out here, just in general. Pass it down. Give them some knowledge.
Because that'll make them want to, it'll make them probably, want to find out who they is too.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that you're right. That's important. Pass it down.
Absolutely. So the one I'm going to read next, his name is Mark E. Dean. If you ever owned the original IBM personal computer, you can partially credit its existence to Mark E. Dean, who was born in 1957. So he still is alive. The computer scientist / engineer worked for IBM, where he led the team that designed the ISA bus, the hardware interface that allows multiple devices like printers, modems, and keyboards to be plugged into a computer. This innovation helped pave the way for the personal computer's use in office and business settings. Dean also helped develop the first color computer monitor, and in 1999 he led the team of programmers that created the world's first gigahertz chip. Today, the computer scientist holds 3 of the company's original 9 patents and more than 20 overall. Dean was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1997. He's currently a computer science professor at the University of Tennessee. I mean, how awesome is that?
That's awesome.
Wow.
Brilliant, brother. Brilliant.
Yes, I mean,
this is definitely worth celebrating.
Yes,
all the time.
Celebration, right? Year round. Just Google. Put some black, whatever. Just Google black inventors or black male or black men, black woman. I mean, it's so much richness. I mean, this is something. This is a conversation piece that me and Uno will, like we always do, will talk outside of our show, because there's always something to learn, like reading. Like, we need to do more reading. I don't know who's reading and who's not, but if you're not reading, pick up a book. Like, it's important. We shouldn't need a month to tell us to read. We need to pick up a book and learn, whether it's history. Hell, if you're going to read some hood stuff, I don't even care. Just pick up the book and read. You
always can learn something in a book.
Exactly. You can always pick up a book, like Uno said, and learn something that's one step closer to you having some knowledge. Like, it's just so much history. Wow, man. Like, picking up a book, like, reading is fundamental. I'll be saying that at work. Like, some of these people, I'll be like, baby, I'm gonna need for you to read. I'm gonna need for you to get it together, because it's sad. It's very sad when our community, and I don't have nothing to do with, no disrespect, I don't have nothing to do with nobody else's communities, but our black and brown communities, it's sad when we can't read, write, fill out a job application,
articulate as a conversation,
spell, how to open up a checking and or savings account, how to write a check, count
money.
Some people still don't even know the full alphabet. Nope. And I'm talking about adults.
Yeah.
And that's sad. And I'm talking about children too, because there are some youth that don't know alphabets. Like, you may think it's petty, corny, stupid what I'm saying, but it's true. Serious. I have seen it with my own eyes and heard it. Like, that's sad, because there are programs that are out here.
But they got to be educated.
You have to
in order to know where it's at. That's the thing. Who's teaching them that? Who's guiding them that way?
Absolutely. You have to. You just have to. We have to kind of get out of that little mentality. I got mine, and I get yours, because I hear that at work all the time. I got mine. Okay, where do you think those blessings is coming? When do you think they're coming? They're not going to come. I'm not saying to be stupid or naive to things. I'm just saying, give back when you can.
I teach to those who want to be taught. Or I drop some knowledge if they want to be dropped knowledge too.
Because everybody don't want it.
Right.
Everybody don't want it. Everybody don't receive it.
Nah. I can't talk to everybody. But you can kind of sense who you can kind of vibe with. And that's who I give that to. Now, whatever they do with it after that is their business. But at least I put it out there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you're right. Everybody's not meant to receive it. Mm-hmm. You got something?
No, you can do yours. I did mine.
Okay. Well, I have one I thought was interesting. Because now I read John Baptiste, because I posted him on my Instagram a while ago as far as him being the founder of Chicago. And I posted this sister a few weeks ago. Her name is Ayo Handy Kendi. Mm-hmm. Okay. And she invented Black Love Day. I posted this on my Instagram, but I
remember that.
Yeah. And I have an article too, so I'm going to read this little small piece on Instagram, and then I'm going to go directly to the link, okay? To the article. Black Love Day was founded in 1993 by Ayo Handy Kendi, director of the African American Holiday Association. According to Kendi, it is the third nationally observed black holiday, one of atonement, reconciliation, and celebration. Black Love Day is observed as a 24-hour demonstration of black love, demonstrated through 5 specific acts: love towards the Creator, for self, for the family, within the black community, and for the black race. I got to repeat that part one more time. Mm-hmm. Black Love Day is observed as a 24-hour demonstration of black love, demonstrated through 5 specific acts: love towards the Creator, for self, for the family, within the black community, and for the black race. I mean, you can't sum it up no better than that. Now, the article I'm going to read from is dailydot.com. Black Love Day is the Valentine's Day alternative celebrating black love. Today, black love fills the air. Well, of course, Valentine's already passed, so this article was probably around that time. Valentine's Day, a European-centric holiday which packages romance and I love yous around Hallmark cards and boxes of Godiva, is not the only celebration black people are participating in this weekend. Every year on February 13th is a holiday called Black Love Day. Ayo Handy Kendi, 64, is the founder of the African American Holiday Association, a nonprofit that seeks to preserve black culture through tradition and ritual. Handy Kendi, who also goes by Mama Ayo, created Black Love Day in 1993 as an alternative holiday for black people to celebrate and love one another at a time of year when love is already in the air. Black Love Day has risen to prominence over the course of its 23-year history and in recent years. The holiday has become a popular hashtag affirming many forms of black love on Twitter and Instagram. And I will suggest you guys please go follow Ayo Handy Kendi on her Instagram. I mean, not her Instagram, her Twitter. Okay. So the name I just said, you find her on there by that name. So it's AYOHANDYKENDI. So make sure you follow her on Twitter. We encourage people on this day to do something very simple. Just demonstrate love for 24 hours and celebrate and atone. Offer forgiveness to ourselves and to others and to accept the very important tenets. What we call the 5 black love tenets. Handy Kendi told the Daily Dot. The 5 black love tenets, which work for both IRL celebrations or on social media, are showing love for the Creator, love for themselves, love for their families, love for the black community, and love for the black race. Handy Kendi founded the African American Holiday Association in 1989 following years of community organizing and outreach around African-centered culture and holidays. In January 1993, she saw Spike Lee's acclaimed biographical drama Malcolm X, and during the bus ride back home, her creator spoke to her and inspired her to create Black Love Day. The scene in which Spike Lee shows black people shooting down my black brother Malcolm, who was really my hero, it was so graphic, she said, reminiscing about sitting in the back of the Washington, D.C. bus alone following the screening. It touched my soul so deeply, she continued, as I thought of this scene and I could see the pain of Sister Betty Shabazz, and I said it out loud to the Creator. What can I do to stop the violence and increase the peace? What can I do? I heard the Creator say to me that we need more black love. In February 1993, she decided to have a gathering in the name of Black Love. She celebrated the following year as well, after the death of a son from violence. In the 2 decades since, Black Love Day has expanded to include events and workshops. Its focus has expanded as well. At one point, Handy Kendi's significant other encouraged to her to include white people. To show love and action on Black Love Day, she said, the inclusivity, she explained, would be so that we can all heal our relationships, we can all return to love. This would include, she continued, white people looking at their white privilege and their attitudes about race. Black Love Day has also inspired other festivities around black love since its creation. For example, artist and We Act radio host Kymon Freeman, 45, established the Black LUV, which is Love Unity Vision Festival, which other artists in 1997. I met Mama Ayo once I decided the event should be called Black Love Festival, and that I needed the blessing of the founder of Black Love Day, Freeman told the Daily Dot. Freeman uses another Black Love hashtag, which is hashtag Black Lives Matter, for the festival, but Black Love Matters is also commonly used. So he says love in 2 different ways, the LOV and the LUV. An event celebrating black artists known as the Black Love Experience on February 20th will use the hashtag BlackLoveDC. Freeman believes Black Lives Matter's growth and popularity made black love easier for people to digest, which might have sparked Black Love Day popularity in 2015. We're just embracing ourselves, he said. The Black Lives Matter movement has really promoted the concept of black love, he continued. We truly benefited from the activist work that these people have been doing, and you have white people saying Black Lives Matter fluently. When we started, black people were uncomfortable saying black love in front of white people, so that's how far we come culturally. To say black love in a white supremacist system is revolutionary because to a colonized mind, when they hear black love, they translate that to meaning white hate, Freeman said. We try to convey that loving ourselves shouldn't be negated to hating someone else. I don't know why they're always thinking that, but okay. Handy Ken is new to social media and technology, but she was happy to discover that Black Love Day is a popular hashtag during an interview with the Daily Dot. She was excited to learn about hashtags, she said, because being able to use the technology to expand this holiday will advance it quicker. Sharing black love using the various hashtags is one way to celebrate Black Love Day, but another one, Handy Kenny suggested, is to greet black people with Naya Akoma, meaning get a heart, take patient, or have a heart and be patient. So, got a couple more here. We need so much black love, Handy Kendi continued. Not only are police killing us, but we get out and we really raise a flag and we holler Black Lives Matter. And Black Lives do matter. They matter greatly, but Black Lives matter within our own people just as much. There's too much black on black crime, hatred, and prejudices amongst black people, she said, which is why Black Love Day focuses on increasing the peace. However, Handy Kendi acknowledged that statistics about black on black crime can be used to perpetrate stereotypes and stigma about black people. In fact, white people and other people of color are also more likely to be killed by people within their own race, according to the Department of Justice. Black people are victims of systemic racism and aren't to blame for this self-hatred, Handy Kendi said. We were taught a lot that has made it difficult to love ourselves, she explained. People who are hurting often hurt others, so we have been hurting people. The fact that we are able to express so much love is the testament to how loving that we really are on a spiritual level and essential level. And that's coming from the Daily Dot. Now, the part she said about the meaning of black love, loving the Creator, loving yourself, loving your own, loving your culture. That is so key. Because a lot of it is not practiced because of the conditions of white supremacy that's been set in America since 5-10 centuries. So for her to start this holiday is really great, because it really get black people in the motion of practicing those principles to each other instead of always hating on each other or being prejudiced with one another or causing any kind of harm to self and everybody else, and having more faith in higher power, because it starts there first. And that's because that's what the forces, that's what the force practice, that's what the Creator practice. The force is about peace and love, and our people have always been that way. But when you have other oppositions that influence the mind, can be an offset to something else, which is the negative energy. So we definitely, as people, have to be careful, and we need to try to do better, because there's things we could change as well. We can't expect white supremacy to change everything for us. We need to take some responsibility and accountability too. So it does start with us. So we need to start finding ways to deal with our problems and issues, because we can't keep using white supremacy and statistics and tactics, racial tactics, as an excuse.
Yeah, it's become old to me. I mean, it really has become old to me. So, yeah, we know what happened back in the day. And so I feel like, just in my opinion, right or wrong, I think that we should use that negative energy that we're feeling and channel it into something positive. Because if not, we're just going to continue to have hate for each other. And that's such a strong word. But a lot of us don't like each other in our community, our black and brown sisters. And, you know, again, I realized that it started back probably during slavery times, and, you know, the light-skinned ones that were in the house, our browner and darker brothers and sisters who didn't, you know, they were out in the field. Some of them didn't necessarily, you know, like the fact that the lighter individuals were in the house. But you know what? To me, whether you were out in the field or in the house, what they did to us was horrific. We got raped, men and women. We got beaten, men and women. We had our women that was nursing and taking care of the Europeans' children, teaching them how to read and write and educate them, I guess, educate them. So, but yes, if you believe in a creator or a higher power, that's first and foremost. Self-love, like we talk about it so much that I probably get a sore throat from it, but I'm going to continue to talk about it with the sore throat.
We always going to have a sore throat with that one.
Self-love is key and is so important, because if you don't love yourself, no one else is going to love you. Like,
and love your people, and don't be ashamed to say it in front of nobody.
Right. If you see a sister or brother with something nice, you think that person, like, I know a lot of times, you know, if you try to pay a compliment, sometimes people take it in the wrong content. And a lot of people are genuinely just saying, listen, you look nice, what you have on is nice. I like your shoes, or whatever the case may be, your hair or whatever. But
just take the compliment.
Right. Just take it. Thank you. And keep it, like, just keep moving. It's not always on somebody trying to holler at you or mean anything negative or have anything behind it. Like,
now, if they disrespect you, invade your space, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story.
Handle accordingly.
Handle accordingly. I was gonna say something else, but I'm trying to keep it clean.
No,
handle it. No, I want to keep it clean. I want to keep it clean for me.
Wait.
I want to keep it clean for me. I'm trying my best to keep it clean.
Hey, y'all, she just thugged me. She just really thugged me.
I did that. I'm trying to change up, because I know I don't have to be mad to express myself. That's just me. That's just my Jersey, Philly. That's just me. But I'm trying to change up a little bit with my conversation piece. So
I think you should.
Whatever. So self-love, self-worth, self-respect, you know, it starts with you, like Uno said. It starts with you, like we say. And you have to watch, like we've said before, you have to watch your words. You have to watch what you think, you know, what you project out all the time. So it's just, you just have to have a different mindset. That's all. Because if you're thinking negative all the time, you're going to sow negative. You're going to keep that, like, you're going to sow that negativity, or keep that those negative thoughts or whatever with you. You have to start speaking positive, those positive affirmations, those positive quotes, and whatever you need to do. Meditate, do nature, do whatever you need to do in a positive frame. Like, be around positive people. That's important too. Being around positive people. You cannot always be around miserable people, because misery loves company. Mm-hmm. When they see you doing your best to do something positive and move forward and move ahead, and they stuck on stupid,
let them be stupid.
They want to try, like, they really want to try to bring you down. And that includes family too. They're not excluded, especially family. Like, a lot of times family, not all the times, but a lot of times family like to see, you know, not see you come up either. So sometimes you may have to love them from a distance. Just, you know, keep it a distance, and that's what just has to be done. So I wanted to move on to the next, which would be Madam C.J. Walker. Okay. Madam C.J. Walker is often referred to as America's first self-made female millionaire, a far cry from her roots as the daughter of Louisiana sharecroppers. The entrepreneur was born Sarah Breedlove, Sarah Breedlove in 1867, and her early life was filled with hardships. By the age of 20, she was both an orphan and a widow. Breedlove's fortunes changed after she moved to St. Louis, where her brothers worked as barbers. We do not hear no noise in the background. She suffered from hair loss and experimented with various products, including hair care recipes developed by an African-American businesswoman named Annie Malone. Breedlove became a sales representative for Malone and relocated to Denver, where she also married her husband, Charles Joseph Walker, a St. Louis newspaperman. Soon after, she began selling her own hair growing formula developed specifically for African American women. Breedlove renamed herself Madam C.J. Walker, heavily promoted her products, and established beauty schools, salons, and training facilities across America. She died a famous millionaire and is today considered to be one of the founders of the African American hair care and cosmetic industry. So this was one of those fabulous women. I mean, she went through her challenges and she overcame them, and through those challenges, she became the woman that she was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, she accomplished a lot.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, she definitely was a very successful black woman who's achieved a lot despite her adversities. And I know she had a lot of odds against her because of her race.
Mm-hmm.
And being a black woman.
Right.
So that's double the odds. But she overcame all that and showed those white oppressors that she can be as great too, if greater. So, yeah, I definitely respect what she's done for the black culture. You know, she's definitely a person people should always know about. It paved the way for us to be in the hair industry, just in the beauty industry, period.
Right. Right, and she made those natural hair products, you know, that paved the way for, you know, people now to make, you know, natural, vegan, organic hair products that work.
Oh, yeah.
You know, paved the way for y'all, even with the weaves, honey.
That's what I'm saying. The
and
whole
the braids,
beauty industry.
that whole beauty thing. Yep, the lace fronts and all that.
I'm mad I said booty. Beauty industry.
Did you really say the booty of it though?
Right, I wasn't even trying to say that. I was trying to say beauty industry. I messed around and said booty industry. Wow.
All right now, okay.
Alrighty, where's my mind at?
Right. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next thing, and I will let you start this off because you did bring it up to me earlier that you wanted to kind of touch on it a little bit, far as the movie, a little bit, some kind of.
Oh, because I thought I said we was just gonna focus on this, but if you want to, okay.
Oh, we just gonna focus on this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind then.
Yeah, let's wait till we see it and then.
Okay.
Talk about it if you want, but you can bring it up if you want to.
Nah.
I can feed off of you.
Nah, wait.
You sure? Because I can feed. I can do that.
Nah, wait.
Okay.
I will wait.
Tune in soon for our Black Panther reviews, which we're going to talk about the movie.
I know we're late.
It's okay. It's still going strong. It's only been out a week or two.
2.
So, yeah, we're good. Because people do have different views and opinions. Black and white have different views and opinions about...
I know the white people going to have opinions. That's automatic. I'm not worrying about them.
Well, I just want to have that conversation.
I know. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. People have different views about it.
Is there something you want to read?
You didn't find it?
I'm trying to find it. I just had it. So while I'm looking, you can read something else.
I'm going to read another. I'm going to speak on briefly Charles Richard Drew. Okay? Charles Richard Drew. Countless individuals owe their lives to Charles Richard Drew, who was born in 1904 and transitioned 1950. The physician responsible for America's first major blood banks. Drew attended McGill University College of Medicine in Montreal, where he specialized in surgery. During a postgraduate internship and residency, the young doctor studied transfusion medicine, and later, while studying at Columbia University on fellowship, he refined key methods of collecting, processing, and storing plasma. In 1940, World War II was in full swing, and Drew was put in charge of a project called Blood for Britain. He helped collect thousands of pints of plasma from New York hospitals and shipped them overseas to treat European soldiers. Drew is also responsible for introducing the use of blood mobiles, refrigerated trucks that transport blood. The following year, Drew developed another blood bank for military personnel under the American Red Cross, an effort that grew into the American Red Cross Blood Donor Service. Eventually, he resigned in protest after he learned that the military separated blood donations according to race. Drew spent the remainder of his life working as a surgeon and a professor, and in 1943, he became the first African American doctor to be chosen as a member of the American Board of Surgery. So how awesome and cool is that?
That's real dope.
I mean, I'm not about giving blood. I do have my feelings on donating blood to American Red Cross, but that's just me. That doesn't mean that nobody else can't donate blood. If that's what you feel, then more power to you. But I'm definitely hearing him on how they would separate according to race, where they separated blood donations according to race. And I still believe that they're doing that now, but that's just my little opinion. You know, I don't give blood, and that's not a bad thing. I can't, due to my health, give blood anyway. So, but yeah, if that's your twist, you know, all I say is just be careful, because there's so much going on out here. It is. It's so much. You know, and I know people have to have blood transfusions and things like that for whatever their, you know, health reasons are and stuff like that. You know, it's just you just have to be so careful and ask plenty of questions and do all that, because people can be cruel and mean. Like, they could possibly contaminate you with like bad blood. I'm just saying be careful.
Well, that's why the doctors do a thorough check on their blood first before they give an infusion.
They do. I'm just a little antsy about it.
I will say this now. It could go wrong, because you got to look at, you know, I mean, you got to look at the whole fact that it's not naturally done by the creator, like creating your body. It's actually artificial way of creating some blood into you. So it could be complications with that. You know, you gotta look at blood type. You gotta look at, is your body gonna adjust to the new blood that's in your system? Like, yeah, there's a lot to consider with that.
Yeah,
I did.
Yes, it is. I'm just saying, be careful.
I finally pulled up the article.
Oh, good. Just be careful, people.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I mean, I know if you gotta do it, by all means do. If there's no other way, hey, please do it, you know.
But definitely kudos to Charles Richard Drew for doing what he did.
Great Wonderful brother. Okay, so this is for the youth, okay? But I'm sure, or maybe adults can apply this to themselves as well. This is coming from scholastic.com. The headline is 28 Ways to Celebrate Black History Month. So, 1. Share with students I Too Sing America by poet Langston Hughes and have a discussion about the poem's vocabulary, rhythm, and meaning. 2. Bake sweet potato biscuits, a traditional soul food treat with this delicious recipe, which they have a link to. So I'm not going to read it, but you can go find it out for yourself. Of course, we're going to post all these links later, so that way you can get to it on your own time. 3. Listen to the blues and then invite students to compose their own 12-bar blues music. 4. Conduct a read aloud of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech. Then invite students to write their own speeches about what they aspire to change in the world. 5. Play the African counting game Mancala. To make the game board, use a large egg carton, cut off the lid, and tape an extra cup, cut from another carton to each end. 6. View an interactive timeline chronicling the rise and fall of Jim Crow and other historical events such as the ratification of the 14th Amendment. 7. See James Corrales' photographs of the 1965 Selma to Montgomery civil rights marches. And like I said, they got a lot of things highlighted, so you can go right directly to them to see for yourself as far as more information. 8. Examine these oral histories from elderly African Americans in Elbert County, Georgia, and Abbeville County, South Carolina, on the National Park Service website. 9. For older students, share excerpts from Push, a novel by Sapphire, and clips from the film Precious. Host a discussion about the culture Precious grows up in and how she overcomes adversity with education. 10. Share excerpts of contemporary novelist Zadie Smith's On Beauty with students and using the reading guide, have a discussion about her portrayal of white and black middle-class kids in America. 11. Teach about the importance of journalism as well as its limitations by exploring scenes from the Freedom Rides of 1961 to the reporting on Malcolm X's assassination. 12. Watch student-made digital stories on important African Americans. Divide students into groups to make their own digital stories about a person of their choice. 13. Teach students the songs of the civil rights movement, such as This Little Light of Mine and Old Freedom. Discuss how the lyrics reflect the defiant and hopeful spirit of the time. 14. Trace the history of the blues from its beginnings in the fields of the South to its global impact on today's music. You can visit the Kennedy Center to learn about B.B. King and other musicians. 15. Teach students about director, producer, writer, and actor Spike Lee, a successful and prolific African-American filmmaker. 16. Take students through artists' interpretations of freedom and equality with works by Norman Rockwell, Martin Poirier, and many others. In this gallery from the National Endowment for the Humanities, enter the gallery, choose themes on the upper right, and then choose freedom and equality. 17. View artist Jacob Lawrence's Migration series, which depicts the migration of slaves from the South to the North in search of a better life. 18. Read A Pledge to Rescue Our Youth by poet Maya Angelou. Then watch a video about her inspiration for this profound piece on youth and education. 19. Learn about the history of hip-hop music, a genre that emerged in the Bronx, New York City in 1970. Ask students to bring in examples of their favorite songs or dances to discuss. 20. Teach students about Nelson Mandela, his imprisonment, and the battles to end apartheid in South Africa. 21. Show students Paul Robeson's home, the Lincoln Memorial, and other historic places of the civil rights movement with this interactive road trip. 22. In Africa, sesame seeds bring good luck. Make a delicious batch of sesame cookies with this recipe. 23. Explore CNN's Black in America 2, which continues CNN's investigation of the most challenging issues facing African Americans. Soledad O'Brien reports on people who are using groundbreaking solutions to transform the black experience. 24. Watch Christopher Paul Curtis, a winner of the Newbery Medal, give advice to young authors. 25. Learn about the scientific work of African Americans with these Black History Month resources from the American Association for the Advancement of Science. 26. Read excerpts from President Barack Obama's The Audacity of Hope or his Audacity of Hope speech and discuss the importance of the election of our country's first Black president. Well, he's not the first. He's one of the first, but not the first. That's a whole nother conversation. 27. Who was the first African American tennis player to win the U.S. Open? Who was the first African American woman elected to U.S. Congress? Find out about many famous firsts in Black history on biography. And lastly, 28. Tour an online exhibit that marked the 50th anniversary of Brown versus Board of Education, the landmark 1954 Supreme Court decision that changed education and helped end segregation in schools. And this is coming from schoolassist.com. Of course, that's pretty much a common, reliable source for kids who's within the school system across the United States. So go to their website, check out the valuable information they have, and have these conversations, learn something, drop some knowledge, spread the knowledge, get educated. This is so important for our people to know who we are, what we've done, where we come from, what we can become. Anything you want to add to that?
I mean, that's awesome. What can I say? It's just it's so much awesome.
Awesomeness.
So much awesomeness.
Awesomeness. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Yes, it's even with our youth. I was trying to get, an article, but the powers that be
trying to stop you
are not allowing me to pull up who I want to pull up.
You better pull it up for you now. Pull it up for you.
It's such a shame because I wanted to read her, and it won't allow me to pull it up. But if you get a chance, Google. Oh, her name is Shantae, but that's pretty much all. It's sad. If I find it's really not giving me anything. Again, the powers that be are really not allowing me.
She invented something?
She is an entrepreneur.
Oh. Entrepreneur as far as...
A youth entrepreneur.
Oh.
But it won't allow me. My phone is completely acting really special.
Retarded. I
see.
Now.
Yeah. But,
that's okay.
It's all good.
Cause we still gonna we still gonna continue the show and drop you some great information.
Absolutely.
Keep on flowing.
What else do you have?
Well, I got one that people don't really talk about, because I know we always hear about Malcolm X, we always hear about Martin Luther King, hear about the Black Panthers, but you don't hear about Khalid Muhammad. That they're trying to erase out of history, and who was killed intentionally. It wasn't no accident. But I wanted to read this article. I mean, he's been passed, but I still wanted to read this because this is important, okay? This is coming from BeliefNet.com. The headline reads, Nation of Islam associate ex-official dies after suffering hemorrhage. Okay, now just let's keep this in mind. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was in the Nation of Islam under Louis Farrakhan. Okay, so I want to get that out the way. He actually died at 53 years old, so he died young. Okay, all right. So let me read this. February 16th, Khalid Abdul Muhammad, the one-time the one-time Nation of Islam official who became known for virulent attacks on whites and Jews, has died. An associate of the Nation of Islam said Friday he was 53. And oh, by the way, he started his own Black Panther party. Okay. Okay. His own twist on it. Okay. RBG, Black Panther, it's all synonymous. The activist was removed from life support Thursday night at a Georgia hospital, according to Toure Muhammad, a freelance reporter for the Final Call, the Nation of Islam's newspaper in Chicago. Khalid Muhammad was rushed to Wellstar Kensington Hospital in Marietta on Tuesday, suffering from a brain aneurysm, the New York Daily News reported. Elaine Morgan, a hospital spokeswoman, said she could not confirm or deny any reports about Muhammad. It is confirmed that Khalid Muhammad has passed. The Nation of Islam is mourning his death, Toure Muhammad told the Associated Press. The Nation of Islam, which does not release membership figures, is estimated to have as many as 200,000 followers in the United States. It was led for decades by Elijah Muhammad, but after his death in 1975, or is he really dead? Because people don't really know for sure he's dead. But okay, that's a whole nother conversation. His son, W. Dean, led the movement toward orthodoxy. In 1978, Louis Farrakhan broke away to revive Elijah's teachings under the old Nation of Islam name, and Farrakhan's more radical teachings, including criticism of whites, kept the movements apart. Muhammad was named one of Farrakhan's top lieutenants, and by the way, he was a top lieutenant in the Nation of Islam, so I want you guys to know that as well. Which he was under Nation of Islam as top lieutenant in 1981. He served at Nation of Islam mosques in New York and Atlanta throughout the decade, and in 1991 became Farrakhan's personal assistant. Muhammad's new position involved public speaking engagements, and he quickly became known for his harsh rhetoric about Jews, homosexuals, and whites. He was dismissed by Farrakhan after a 1993 speech during which he referred to as Jews bloodsuckers, but it's the truth, but okay. Labeled the Pope a no-good cracker and urged mob murder of white South Africans. Farrakhan, who has battled prostate cancer, has said that a near-death experience in 1999 had left him a changed man. Since then, he has stressed unity for all races and religions. In a speech April 1994, before a cheering audience of about 2,000, Muhammad denounced Jews as honkies. I'm going to be like a pit bull. That is the way I'm going to be against the Jews. I'm going to bite the tail of the honkies, Muhammad said. Also that year, Muhammad was shot in the leg and wounded by a former Nation of Islam member during a speech at the University of California at Riverside. Muhammad was unrepentant about his rhetoric, which I don't think was rhetoric, but okay. Everybody has their own mindset, pains, whatever. Okay. I was born to give the white man hell, and I would give him hell from the cradle to the grave, he told a crowd in Atlanta in September 1995. Muhammad, who became national chairman of the new Black Panther Party, which I just mentioned, okay guys, led the Million Youth March in New York City in 1998. The rally attended by about 6,000 people, and in a clash between police and marchers, dozens were injured. This is all documented. You guys should go on YouTube and see this, okay? So this is not like this just been saying out this. It's not like this is set out of thin air. This actually happened, okay? In 1999, where we at? Here, hold on. Okay. In 1999, Muhammad organized a second Million Youth March. About 2,000 people showed up, but a third gathering last year drew barely more than 100, police estimated. Muhammad blamed the devil white media and city officials for the low turnout. Muhammad was born Harold Moore Jr. in 1948. He began preaching as a child and was later a quarterback at an all-black high school in Houston. He attended Dillard University, a Methodist school in New Orleans, in the late 1960s. It was there that he became interested in the black liberation movement after hearing Farrakhan speak. Now, the way they said he died, if people has kept up with this story and has not forgot about it, you do remember that the wife was in the room that same night he actually passed. I mean, I know they say he died of a hemorrhage, but he was already pretty much dead in the room when him and his wife was in the room. Because I know it came out, even for people that was in the Nation Islam, well, that was under not under Farrakhan, but under Khalid Muhammad when he had his new Black Panther Party, the Insiders. Now, I know he was in touch with certain people in there, so he had sex with her before he died. So after that happened, it wasn't even that long. After that happened, the man was shitting and throwing up at the same time. Even going to the bathroom. And he basically was dying right there in the bathroom. So let's put two and two together. What happened between that? What did she do between that? It's just common sense. So who put up to it? Because it sounded like he was set up. Because as we talk about Jade, you got the coons, you got the ones who sell us out. This is shit that happens when you actually being vocal and you stand up for something righteous, like you say, stand for something. And when you stand for something, this is the result of this. This is what happens. You have your own people that's against you. Now they've been said that Farrakhan has something to do with it too, and Al Sharpton. Now, if people don't know, some people know this and some people don't. Farrah Gray is his son. He just changed his name. Actually, after his father died, which is Khalid Muhammad, at a young age he became a millionaire. Now, how did that all of a sudden happen? So yeah, you gotta really put things into perspective, so just so you know, I don't know if some people knew that, they'd probably be shocked. But yes, Farrah Gray, his father is Khalid Muhammad. It's just that he changed his name. So. And there's proof of this, that is his father. All you gotta do is go Google it. There's pictures. You can go to YouTube. There's images. So this is not a lie.
Interesting. And again, as we have said in past shows, everything on social media is not a lie. You have some stuff that's a lie, untruth. You have things that are truth. And as much as we don't like to, as a community or as a race, like to, admit our flaws, out in the open, we have them. Okay, so we have good and we have bad, just like anything else. But when we have the bad, we should use that as a strength, as a source of strength to turn that around to do better. That's how I see it. Right. We don't have to always harp on bad, but we definitely need to do better with a lot of stuff. I mean, there's just
not to agree, but we got to stick together.
Right. We can come to some type of. We can, come to a middle with things. There are two where I just can't condone a lot of stuff, especially when there's pedophilia and things of that nature, rape and molestation. I can't come to a middle with it.
No, not that.
That's just about that. No. It just can't.
Not that. No.
Even killing. No, I can't condone or come now.
Unless you're doing it for a good reason.
Now I know if it's a self-defense thing, you got to handle your business. But if you just out there killing just to be killing, you out there just, making pornography with children, having sex with you and things of that nature, can't do it.
Yeah, you can't unite with a person like that.
Cannot. No.
But you're right though. I mean. Yeah. I mean, we gotta come together. I mean, even this,
we gotta do better, people. Let's just admit that we 2018. We not back there in them slave times. We are in new century. Like, we are in the new times, and things are just changing, continuously changing quickly.
Oh yeah, it's definitely changing quickly, and
we need to heal too. We've said that before on our show. We need to heal. We need to learn to let go. And I say that first and foremost, starting with me. There are things I am working on, and I have no shame with saying there are some things that I'm working on. There are things that I have not forgiven. I have not moved forward past it, but I know I have to. So I have to just, that just means that I have to work extra hard, because in order for me to get to where I want to get to on this spiritual path journey that I'm at, I know that I have to heal. Yeah, I can't keep it. I can't keep it no more. Got to break break that generational gap. Because you know us, we can hold on. We hold on to the archives. and we don't change. We think we be changing, but we don't really be changing. We still have that hurt or hate in our heart. When we ain't really doing nothing, we not really getting them blessings. We're not really getting that good karma.
No, we're not getting that good karma. Nah, it's a lot we gotta change. And Khalid Muhammad's situation is a perfect example of that too. Adding on what you saying, and then his death that happened years ago, but it's still a reminder of how we need to fix a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And because we have fear of the unknown, and in Khalid Muhammad's situation, he was really trying to fight for what's right for his own people. But then you had others who didn't agree with his ideology because they're so comfortable in their position, they're conditioned, they're complacent, and they don't want to shake the fence. They don't want to rattle white supremacy. So as a result, he lost his life. But the main thing is, like you said, Jay, man, we just got to do better, I feel like that man shouldn't have lost his life in that way, because it was so much great things he could have accomplished, right? And it would have had a great impact today if he was still alive. And I would love to have seen him and Tupac really execute some stuff, because I know they was planning on doing something together, but unfortunately that didn't happen because, Khalid Muhammad's situation, Tupac's situation, so that didn't come to fruition, but that's okay. That's just a reminder for us as people. We need to come together. We need to be building something for ourselves and our future.
Absolutely. We gotta
love each other.
We love ourselves, and we have to love each other, and we have to be accountable. We have to stop blaming other races for everything. Like, we have to be accountable. Like, we know woo 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 would happen.
We know that.
We know woo 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 was happening now, and we need to channel that in I think a different way. But
what can we do?
But whatever that is, and I think that's individually as well as collectively. What can we do? But also, there are things that we bring on ourselves.
That's true.
I'll be the first to say I brought a lot of shit on myself.
But you know what?
But we have to be accountable.
That's
and then
good.
Coachable at some point in time.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, how you just admitting your own faults. That's hard for a lot of black people to do.
First step is hard though.
But that's the only way you're gonna have solutions. That's getting to solutions. Once you can recognize a problem, you can fix it with a solution. And that's the whole point. I mean, like Jay said, we all done our stuff, ain't none of us perfect, but okay. I mean, when you gonna keep being in denial? You messed up. So I'm gonna need for you to recognize that you messed up because of whatever that the case is that you messed up. If you can just be honest with yourself, and then once you recognize it, you can find a way to make that better. Not for yourself, but everyone around you. Even people that you don't know, just having a positive impact in someone else's life. There's a lot of things that I did in my life that was messed up. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect, because I'm not. But it's the fact that I don't have the time right now to actually go on deep into my life, but I can say I can get on here right now and say, this is what I've done, this is what I've done, and I have no shame in it. I won't feel no way if someone called it out, because a lot of people do that. When you call out the effery, people get upset. But you gotta stop that. You gotta be able to take criticism, especially if it's coming from a place of love and a place of care. Like, if someone cares, just take it, have be open, and finding ways to deal with that.
Absolutely. Did you have any more to speak on that one?
No, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Okay. I have a woman by the name of Janet Emerson Bashan. Hope I'm saying her last name correctly. Janet Emery Bashan, which was born in 1957, and she's still alive. She's still amongst the living. She is the founder and CEO of the Bashan Corporation, a private consulting group that investigates equal employment opportunity complaints under the Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. She is the first African American woman in the United States to hold a software patent. Born Janet Emerson in Mansfield, Ohio, on February the 12th, 1957, Bashan grew up in a working-class family. Early in her childhood, her family moved to Huntsville, Alabama, where her father worked as a garbage collector and her mother was the city's first black woman emergency room nurse. Bashan attended Alabama A&M until she married and relocated to Houston, Texas. She finished her degree in legal studies and government at the University of Houston, and then continued her education at Rice University's Jesse H. Jones Graduate School of Administration. She also attended Harvard University's Women and Power, Leadership in a New World. Working in the insurance industry after graduation, Bashan called for the creation of third-party terms to investigate equal employment opportunity claims as they arose in her company's workplace. She argued that third-party investigators would be less subject to influence from either side in complaints. Her CEO did not listen, but the encouragement from officials at the National Urban League. Bashan in 1994 borrowed $5,000 from her mother to start her own EEO, complaints management business, from her dining room table. The new Bashan Corporation specialized in investigating complaints made to the Equal Employment Opportunity (EEO) Commission under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Companies brought in the Bashan Corporation in as a third-party fact finder if employees complained of discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Bashan Corporation then worked with the company's human resource departments to remedy the situation through education, mediation, or policy changes, which often avoided lengthy and costly discrimination trials. Within the first 5 years of the company's history, Bashan herself oversaw EEO investigations at Flagstar Corporation, Compaq Computers, Goodyear Tires, and General Motors. As her company grew, Bashan faced a new problem: storing and retrieving information related to EEO cases. In 2001, she worked with her cousin Donnie Moore, a computer scientist from Tufts University to develop software that could securely store information about her cases. She also used the internet to make public information about the cases available to employers and employees at multiple work sites. Bashan filed a patent for LinkLine in 2001, and when that patent was approved in 2006, she became the first African American woman in the U.S. to hold a software patent. The Bashan Corporation has since developed several other software programs to facilitate corporate adherence to Title VII, including AAP Link Affirmative Action Software, which helps institutions manage their affirmative action cases, which is 1-800-INTAKE, which serves as a hotline for discrimination reporting for smaller companies, and EEO FedSoft, which facilitates EEO complaints and manages case files within government agencies. Janet Bashan and her business have received multiple awards, including 2003 Pinnacle Award from the Houston Chamber of Commerce, the 2004 Crystal Award from the National Association of Negro Women in Business, and recognition from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is MIT, for LinkLine at the World Festival of Black Arts and Culture in Dakar, Senegal, in 2010. In 2014, Bashan was elected to the Women's Leadership Board at Harvard's Kennedy School. She is also a member of the Black Inventors Hall of Fame. So she has several websites all the way up to 2016 that you can click on the link. I'm sure she probably has more achievements. So again, this is from the blackpast.org website, and her name is Janet Emerson Bashan, or Bashan, Bashen. So check her out.
Interesting. We're going to have to exchange information, Jay.
I know,
Get up on some great knowledge.
I'm trying to tell you, because it's out here, and all you got to do is just research on your phone, desktop, laptop, iMac.
There's documentaries also.
Good
to look at.
There sure is. So it's a wealth. There's no excuses.
No, not in this age. There's no excuses. It's information is too easily accessed for you to not know something. So I'm not trying to hear that. Okay. Now, I did mention Barack Obama at some point in this show. So with that being said, I said something along the lines of that he wasn't the first president. Well, I dug up, which I already knew, there was black presidents before Barack Obama. Okay, I think it was 14, but this article I'm just gonna keep it to 7. So if you really look at it in reality, if you look at Bush, he would be the 50th president, not the 43rd. So each president that came after George Washington is not the proper place they're in, not their number. So George Washington is not the first. So he would be like the 8th, not the first. See? Or you can bring up Dwight D. Eisenhower, whatever number he was when he was president it's not the actual number. It's a different number. This is what the white capitalists, the white elites want people to think, that these are the first, and they know they're not when they establish their laws and constitution. Okay? Now, this is coming from AfricanAmerican.org. Headline reads, did you know there were 7 black presidents before Barack Obama? Okay. So, and another thing, this J.A. Rogers has so many great books, okay? Y'all really need to read some of J.A. Rogers' books, okay? So, under it, they have, this person researched Dick Gregory, and they researched J.A. Rogers. And another one was research of Aset Bakufu. So 12 presidents and one vice president. One vice president with African American heritage. This person got reading is fundamental. Right. It is fundamental. So, the first president, black president, I ain't talking about European president. John Hanson was the first. 1781. Second president, Elias Boudinot. 1783. Third president, Thomas Mifflin. 1784. Fourth president of the U.S., Richard H. Lee, 1785. Fifth president, Nathan Gorman, 1786. Sixth president, Arthur St. Clair, 1787. And the seventh president was Cyrus Griffin, 1788. So now you got to recalculate your historical numbers of who was in the seat as president. But people not gonna say, "Oh, that's not true. That's unreliable sources." When obviously the information is out there, there's no hiding it.
True.
But Barack was not the first. Even Prince told y'all. Do you forget when he was on the Tavis Smiley show? Was he on the Tavis Smiley show? Tavis Smiley show and said that there was presidents before George Washington.
I believe so.
Because I think he did mention that. So. Him saying that, it says a lot, because it's like, this is a person at the level he's at the level he was at as an artist, and knowing so many people at high levels, and finally getting to the truth. Why would he have a reason to lie? Why? What is the reason? There's no reason to lie. So, black people, stop believing Barack Obama is the first black president, because he's not the first black president. He might be one of the first, but he ain't the first. I'm going to need for you guys to do your history. That's why it's important. Did you know that black people were first Republicans? Not Europeans. They were Democrats. Black people were Republicans first.
Interesting.
I don't know if y'all knew that.
That I didn't know.
See? See how they twist stuff? You see that? That's why it's important for us to know our history.
Interesting.
They set up the first republic.
Well, all right now. Sure didn't know that one.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotta do the research.
I made it my business to research that. I was like, okay. When I saw John Hanson one day I was like, let me dig a little deeper. But I knew about this, but I want to read this to the audience so you guys know if you didn't know, okay? That's just a little bit, but I suggest once I put all these links up on our Instagram and our Facebook and our Twitter, I suggest you research into these presidents, okay? And the history of the Republicans, which were black, and how was the cabin established. Okay? That's very important. And how did they allow, this is the question you got to ask, why and how did they allow George Washington to be a president? What is the reason? There's a reason. So there's another thing y'all need to read into or research.
Interesting. How appropriate. We haven't eaten, we haven't done anything, so we start getting silly when it's almost
that time. Right.
But seriously, it's a lot of wealth of information we give him.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I just wanted to read that, and and I'll let you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
You are?
Yeah, I'll let you read that last thing, and we can wrap up.
Okay, so I have something from Thought Co. So THOUGHTCO.com. Native American inventions. Because they part of our family.
Right.
Let's not act.
You know it's one and the same, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Let's establish
7.
that.
Native Americans retain a strong influence on American living, and the majority of Native American inventions came along before European settlers arrived on North American land. Just as an example of Native Americans' impact, where would the world be without gum, chocolate, syringes, popcorn, and peanuts? Let's take a look at just a few of the many Native American inventions. Totem pole. Now I might say this word wrong, so I'm apologizing in advance. Totem pole. West Coast First Peoples believe that the first totem pole was a gift from Raven. It was named Kula Kuyu Wish, the pole that holds up the sky. The totem poles were often used as family crests, denoting the tribe's descendant from an animal such as the bear, raven, wolf, salmon, or killer whale. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, there are several different types of totem poles among them. For example, the memorial or heraldic poles erected when a house changes hands to commemorate the past owner and to identify the present one. Grave markers, house posts, which support the roof. Portal poles, which have a hole through which a person enters the house, and welcoming poles, placed at the edge of a body of water to identify the owner of the waterfront. Toboggan. The word toboggan is a French mispronunciation of the Chippewa word Nubug. Wait a minute, let me say it slowly. Nubug Gideon Band, which is a combination of two words meaning flat and drag. The toboggan is an invention of the First Nations peoples of northeastern Canada, and the sleds were critical tools of survival in the long, harsh, far north winters. Indian hunters first built toboggans made of bark to carry game over the snow. The Inuit, sometimes called Eskimos, used to make toboggans of whalebone. Otherwise, a toboggan is made of strips of hickory, ash, or maple, with the front ends curved back. The Cree word for toboggan is utabin. TP and other housing. Tippis or teepees are adaptations of wigwams that were invented by the Great Plains First Peoples who were constantly migrating. The 7 main styles of housing that Native Americans invented include the wicka-up, wigwam, longhouse, teepee, hogan, dugout, and pablo. Those nomadic Native Americans needed sturdy dwellings that could stand up against the severe prairie winds and yet be dismantled at a moment's notice to follow the drifting herds. The Plains Indians used buffalo hides to cover their teepees and as bedding. Kayak. The word kayak means hunter's boat. This transportation tool was invented by the Inuit peoples for hunting seals and walruses in the frigid Arctic water and for general use. First used by Inuits, Aleuts, and Yupiks. Whalebone or driftwood was used to frame the boat itself and then seal bladders filled with air were stretched over the frame and themselves. Whale fat was used to waterproof the boat and skins. Birch bark canoe. The birch bark canoe was invented by Northeast woodland tribes and was their main mode of transportation, allowing them to travel long distances. The boats were made of whatever natural sources were mainly available to the tribes, but mainly of birch trees found in the forests and woodlands of their lands. The word canoe originates from the word canoe, which is Kenu, without dugout. Some of the tribes that built and traveled in birch bark canoes include the Chippewa, Huron, Pennacook, and Abenaki. Lacrosse. Lacrosse was invented and spread by the Iroquois and Huron peoples, eastern woodlands Native American tribes living around the St. Lawrence River in New York and Ontario. The Cherokees called the sport the little brother of war because it was considered excellent military training. The 6 tribes of the Iroquois in what is now southern Ontario and upstate New York called their version of the game Bag It Away or T-Warathon. The game had traditional purposes in addition to sport, such as combat, religion, bets, and to keep the 6 nations or tribes of Iroquois together. Moccasins. Moccasins are shoes made of deer skin or other soft leather, originated with the eastern North American tribes. So, what is this? Learn something new every day. Okay, we're gonna skip down to that. So the word moccasin derives from the Algonquin language Powhatan word moccasin, Makasin. However, most Indian tribes have their own native words for them. Chiefly used for running and exploring outdoors, tribes could generally identify each other by the patterns of their moccasins, including the beadwork, the quill work, and painted designs. So that is so interesting. That was dope. A mouthful.
That's
and
dope,
I told y'all I apologize in advance by trying to sound out the words. So hopefully I got them as close to possible, but they'll be posted up. I hope I can find all the other ones I read.
The history is dope though.
But history is so awesome. Are you kidding me? God, y'all need to do better.
Come on now. Do some reading now. Come on. No excuse.
It's so interesting, all the knowledge that you can find. Seriously,
absolutely.
It's so much history, so much. You don't even have to go to the library. I'm not knocking the library because I definitely go to the library and get books. So you can go to the library. You can get on their internet. You can get on your phone, your iPads, you can get on whatever. There is just no excuse because all phones come with internet. Yeah, they do that. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this show up. It's been a great night of a lot of great knowledge, information on Black history, Black culture, and just what our people have contributed to the world, period. So with that being said, I'm going to end it off with telling you guys what our social media is. So I will do, of course, our main stuff, and then I'll have Jay do the Be Authentic and website. So you can find us on Facebook, Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. Like us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group also. Chit Chat You Radio Show. Make sure you join the group and we will add you where you can be in the community and keep up what we got going on. And we share a lot of information and news, what's going on now, currently. It could be in the past as well, doesn't matter. We have an Instagram at Chit Chat You Show. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We have a Twitter, which is at chit_chat_chew. Again, at chit_chat_chew. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We tweet about us, our show, what we got going on. We thank you so much. We have a YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Chit Chat You Show. Hit the bell for notifications to keep updated with our show and what we have going on with the show. We also have a Vimeo at Chit Chat You Show. Make sure you follow us on Vimeo. And yes, that's it. So I will let Jay take it away with Be Authentic for Instagram and Facebook. And she could tell us the Lotus Monk as well.
Did you do the radio show
for Facebook? One? Yeah, I did. I just did.
So you did both Chit Chat Choose business page. Okay. So our Lotus Monk for Facebook, you can go to at Lotus Monk Biz. That is our Lotus Monk, which is an affiliate of Chit Chat Chew. It is for our LGBT community, and allies are welcome. So again, that is, you can find that on Facebook under at Lotus Monk Biz. We also have a Be Authentic, which my phone is just the worst right now. You can go to, and I should know it, but you're going to be surprised when I get you guys. Okay, so we have a Be Authentic Facebook page. And I don't see it. Okay, so you can look on Facebook and look and search under B, just the letter B, and Authentic. Authentic, which is AUTHENTIC, for our Facebook page, Be Authentic. We have a Instagram with Be Authentic, which is B, which is the letter B, Authentic, AUTHENTIC _products, PRODUCTS. Again, that's Be Authentic _products with the S at the end. Okay, and just a B in the beginning, not BE, but just B and then Authentic.
Let
me see. You did the Chit Chat Chew already? For Instagram. Okay, we also have a Lotus Monk for Twitter. Okay, so you can go to our Twitter page for Lotus Monk, which is our affiliate, which is our LGBT community and allies. You can go under at Lotus Projects. Again, for our Lotus Monk Twitter page, you can go to at Lotus Projects. Did I forget anything for the social medias?
Nope. Okay. Only thing you mentioned is the website.
Okay, so our website, you can go to www.chitchatchewshow.com. Again, that's www.chitchatchewshow.com. It has a wealth of information. Definitely go check it out. We have a link where you can sign in as a guest to keep up with the Joneses, but you keep up with Jade and Uno.
Yeah, I like how you said that. Keep up with the Joneses.
We also have a donation button where we really would appreciate you guys donating from your heart what you can. It goes towards our business, because our business, let's just be real with each other. Businesses take money. Okay. And so we appreciate anything that you can give, that it does definitely go towards our business. It helps us to continue to grow. So we thank you in advance for that. Also, we have a sponsor link that if you have a small business, we have a package for small businesses. If you're medium size, we have a package for the medium size. And then if you're a larger business and or corporation, we have a package for you guys as well. So we're very accommodating. If you're looking to have your information featured, for a better word, on our website, definitely check it out. Get in contact with us by our email, which is chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. Again, that is chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. That is our business email. If you have any questions, concerns, if you would like to be on our show, big or small businesses or corporations, if you're interested in being on a guest on our show, that is the email to contact either one of us, because we both look at it. So as far as artists are definitely included, being an artist is a wide category, because it's just not spoken word or poetry. It's art at its best. So I'm gonna let Uno tell you about, especially if you're in the music field.
Okay, so artists, whether you're a singer or rapper, spoken word won't be so much an issue, because most times spoken word is just dope anyway. But this is concerning rappers and singers mostly. Okay, send your music to chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. We are looking for certain criteria. You can't just send anything. So what we're looking for, it could be creative, it could be thought-provoking, it could be conscious, it could be lyrical, it could be creative, it could be real, have some truth to it, it can it could be social, whatever it may be. We're looking for just good, dope music. That's basically what we're looking for, okay? None of that cookie cutter mainstream typical songs, okay? Got plenty of platforms for that. But if that criteria fits you or what I just said, please send your music to the provided email I just mentioned a second ago. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and if you send it, you can also send your social media info as well. A bio is not, it's optional. A bio is optional. If you want to, that's fine. But just send everything over, and I'll check it out. 9 times out of 10, if I like it, Jay's gonna like it. So if you're saying something, we'll play you, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, and one more thing, by putting my own self out there personally, I am a public speaker. Okay. So that's I take that as that could open up many doors. If it's motivational for you, cool beans, that's wonderful. But I am a public speaker. I am also a In Our Own Voice presenter through National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is short for NAMI, NAMI. Okay, I speak about my just life experience being a woman, an individual, a peer that lives with a diagnosis, as well as other factors that have happened in my life, from my dark side to my positive present side. So I'm open to speak in churches, community centers, schools, mosques. I'm even open for that. It's not about my personal, what I do. That's my business. I'm speaking to hopefully touch one person, and if I touch more, that is so what's up. And so you take me as I am. That's where I start at. You take me as I am. You love it or you love it or you don't. I'm still gonna be my genuine yourself. So if you're interested and you would like for me to come out and speak, I speak to adults, I speak to young adults, youth. I mean, because it's real out here and we need to address it, especially in all over globally. Let me just say that I'll speak in general, but I really target my Black and brown communities as well as my LGBTQ community, because no one likes to speak about that. That just seems so, it's taboo anyway when you say LGBT, because they think that that's some type of disease or you gonna rub off on somebody. Baby, I don't want you. I got who I want. So with that being said, like, let's just be real and let's just talk, you know? So I just want to put myself out there, and you can reach me through the chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com, chitchatchew_at yahoo.com if you would like for me to come out and speak. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate you. This has been such a good show. Black History Month, 365 people.
All day, every day.
Hashtag Black History Month, 365 year round.
Right. Forever.
Forever. Definitely. Love
There's
yourself.
no time limit on it.
Love yourself. Love your temple from head to toe. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. Know your self-worth. Your
self-care is first.
Self-love. Whatever your spirituality is, if you don't claim a spirituality, still know yourself. Still know yourself.
Have some sense of self.
Right.
Please.
Right. So much peace and love to you guys.
Have a great night, y'all. Great night, y'all.
Great
Chill.
night.
Chill.